After seeing Suho use the shadow powers, Isul recognizes him as the young monarch. He's like, what did she just call me? But she recognizes him from when he first ran through the demon castle. And you look exactly like Mr. Sung Jin Woo, but as she's saying this, she just passes out and falls on the ground. So he goes to check on her and see if she's alright, and she is. She just exhausted all of her mana. So Biru starts healing all the kidnapped survivors, and the quest is now complete, so it's time for rewards. He got some more ability points and plus 700 gold. So he immediately opens the store to see what he can buy. Just this whole process of completing quests and gaining money is reminding him of when he was a kid, and the pocket money he would get for chores. Now that I think about it, my dad is the one that gave me this system. He just smiles to himself and thanks his dad for the pocket money, like a reward for doing his work. And he used that money to buy this new healing potion, starts feeding it to Isul, hoping she'll recover faster. She does start glowing, so I guess it's working. Biru says, I can't believe you're wasting gold on a useless demon. Young monarch, you're so generous. But come on, I can't leave her like this. Let's take her back into the shadow dungeon. And he tells Brocky to bring the corpses of the demons. So him and Gray start heading in first. He's staying behind because he's got something left to do. And he walks over to the rotisserie of burning kidnapped people. Or not, because they did say the Mistborns are a type of monster originally, but Suho says the flames make them look like they're in pain. Well, I guess this is the only way I can help. It cuts away as he just kills the rest of them that were hung up in there. Then it cuts over to outside the dungeon they were in. The hunters are trying to figure out exactly what happened. Like, they seen the lizards and the Mistborns. The monsters in there look like they were killed by something else. They also found the secret room where they were making the stardust, but they don't know that. They're trying to piece it all together, but Suho's teacher is just playing dumb. Then the guy stops him to ask where Suho is, the guy that was with him. He just ran away to find a safe place to hide, you know. There's not much us E-ranks can do. At first, bro just looks at him, but then he praises him and said they made the right decision. He goes back to ordering around the other hunters. He's still helping Suho keep a low profile. I don't know why he's hiding his rank, but I'm sure it's not for something bad. I'm just gonna wait until he tells me what's going on. W friend right here. But then it cuts back over to the shadow dungeon, and she's just sitting there like, damn, to think something happened like that. Biru's breaking down the whole situation about Jinwoo being in space fighting outer beings. That he sent me to release the young monarch's seal. Since he's already a prodigy, he released his own shit. Well, hold up, your name is Isul, right? Like, have we met before? She reminds him of the very first tutorial he went through. Like, you said you'd remember me, have you forgotten already? But for some reason, my memories from then are quite vague. He's trying to rack his brain. Oh, now I remember. You were the one that surrendered as soon as you seen me. Biru starts getting in her ass like, what? You were supposed to be testing him and making him stronger. What kind of bullshit is that? Either way, like, why are you so weak? What happened in the demon realm? Well, after Jinwoo defeated the Demon King and the other nobles and appointed her clan as the head of the demon realm, we were just sitting and waiting for Jinwoo to call on us. But decades passed and he never did, so we lived a peaceful life. Some new problems arose half a year ago. Magical power steroid called Stardust started getting distributed amongst the demons. And now that Suho thinks about it, he heard the other demons talking about something like that. Now, it doesn't work that well on high-ranking demons with hella power, but lower ranks can greatly increase their power without a price. The Stardust became an opportunity, and since the Shadow Monarch was always gone, the demons started banding together with one goal in mind. Rebel against her clan that was protected by the Shadow Monarch. And then that rebellion just eventually turned into an all-out war, and my clan fought to protect the demon castle. Ultimately, we were too weak and lost after 6 months. The demons didn't stop there. They started drinking the blood of my family that were prisoners of war, consuming our blood to make themselves stronger. You can see she's like shaking talking about it, because that's how her father and the rest of her family were sacrificed. She also lost a lot of strength because her blood was drawn too. She just feels terrible because everybody's died but her. Since the demon realm has been stolen, she doesn't know what to tell Jinwoo. Suho interrupts her like, bro, you did great. So many times when I think to myself, what would my dad do? And you and your household fought with your lives on the line in his absence. I think he would say that you did a good job, and I'm thankful that you fought for my dad to the very end. I'll help you the best I can, so let's revive your clan together. And what do you mean by that? Like, the whole clan is dead. So how you about to revive the clan, bro? Even she's just in awe at this sentiment. It reminds her of the kindness Jinwoo showed her in the past. And then she just starts smirking and crying. The system says she expresses her thanks and corrects him about how to say her clan's name properly. Isul tells Suho how her clan has been slaughtered and her power has been drained because her blood was taken. And all of this happened because of the Shadow Monarch's absence. The first thing he does is tell her she did a great job and offer to do anything he can to revive her clan. I'm still trying to figure out, like, if everybody's dead, what exactly are your plans? I see you smirking and rubbing your head like, bro, you're not slick. Of course, she's just grateful and crying that he's gonna help her out. The system asks if he wants to recruit the descendant of the White Flames as his teammate, which sounds mad similar to what the Demon King used to be called. And Suho's just looking at her and the notification like, wait a minute, Isul, you're the descendant of a monarch? And it says she's the last survivor of the pure blood demon nobles. So he's like, yes. Now that she's a part of his party, they can use a new bonding skill. She's just surprised by being able to see the status windows. Then Biru's putting it together too, like, hold up. And she's just taking it in too, like, I'm the descendant of the White Flames? Then they walk over to this tall building and get ready to test their new bonding skill. They activate it and it's called Demon Blast. She just becomes completely engulfed in aura. She channels her energy directly into his fist. As soon as she does, she just falls to the ground. Hey bro, are you alright? But she just depleted all her energy on one use. So well, let's try it out and see how strong it is. She really just gave him all of her strength and he cocks that bitch back before following through to punch the building. All that really left was this regular ass damage. So they're both looking like, what the hell is this? And Biru like, you might as well just punched her without it. But I guess it's different from Gray's bonding skill. She's just blown like, it took all my energy to do that. That he sees that it might be because the charge amount is at 0%, but it's not telling him how to charge it. But Biru's like, hold up, I got a question. Can I eat the demon's corpses to get my power back? He's like, nah, I want to use them for shadow extraction later. So Biru just says, go ahead and try it now. So he raises his hand, arise. The skill is unavailable because the demon's mana is corrupted. And Biru explains that even Jin Woo can't extract the shadows of demons because their souls are corrupted. That's why he would summon them through a contract like with Isul. He's just like, damn, well, I guess you can't eat them all. She's just sad like, bro, y'all really called me corrupted? He comes to give her this potion and she thanks him, but like, damn bro, it feels like I'm inconveniencing you. He says you probably don't have anywhere to stay either, so you can just live in this city freely. He's just giving her a section of the Shadow Realm. Like, young monarch, you would go that far to help me? And yes, he really would, just solidified her own territory. Like, you're my teammate, bro. Don't worry about dumbass details like that. Then Biru makes a noise. He's munching on the corpses. He found something in the memories of the demons. Clue about the Edoram's apostle. Now everybody sits down together so Biru can explain, and he starts by saying stardust is already being distributed on Earth. The Mistborns are monsters from the outer universe, and both of these pieces of information catch them off guard as he explains the demons he ate just happened to be related to Braki, and of course that hyena guild that were kidnapping people and delivering them to the demons so they could be corrupted into Mistborns, used as materials for the stardust. And there are multiple places manufacturing this stardust, one of them stardust factories. The hyena guild would kidnap the people and the Grim Reaper guild would deliver them to the stardust factories. The factories would use those humans to create stardust. I'm certain that the Edoram is behind all three places. Suho is just trying to gather his thoughts. Biru says one more thing, that a human created the stardust manufacturing system. Somebody on Earth is helping the Edoram's apostle, and that person is the vice CEO of the Reaper Guild, Lee Min-sung. If we look more into him, we should learn more about the apostle. Now Suho learns that there's a human who's helping out the outer being, that are coming to destroy the Earth. It's the vice CEO of the Grim Reaper Guild, Lee Min-sung. He's been running an operation where they kidnap innocent people, hand them over to demons, they just get sacrificed to make stardust, a magical energy steroid. But cuts over to a bunch of paparazzi. Again, he's famous, he's a vice CEO. Then they start asking him about the Hyena Guild and how they got caught kidnapping people. The Grim Reaper Guild sponsored them, so didn't you know about this? But then he says, we, the Grim Reaper Guild, we've done our best for the world that was plunged into chaos after the great cataclysm that happened 2 years ago. Sponsored the Hyena Guild because we wanted to help out low-ranking hunters. And we also thought it would have been a good place for new hunters to get experience. We didn't know the actions we made with good intentions would produce such results. Bro's like crying saying this many people shouldn't have died, and apologizes for causing trouble as he keeps walking. But they're all just looking around like, damn, he might just be a victim. But nah man, somebody get this guy an Oscar. He just starts glazing himself about his acting skills. He's thinking about how he's got to deal with the chairman, but it's all good because nobody has tied the production of Stardust back to his guild. As he's walking, we see somebody shadowing him. It's Suho pulling up to see who's working for the Edoram. He asks Biru and he doesn't feel any of their energy coming from him, but by no means is he being controlled by the outer beings. So he's gonna go to take care of him now, but Biru stops him like, nah bro, you didn't beat some tough people, but this time I'll risk my life to stop you. Because the energy that I feel from him, he turns around sharp as shit because he senses something behind him. then Suho's just gone. Well, not gone, he just hid back around the corner. Biru says, I'm sorry dog, but you cannot mess with him right now. And it cuts to him inside this like club, and he's watching all these news reports of his guild being named innocent when another girl walks in saying nobody told me you were coming. Now everybody get the hell out. But come on, what am I supposed to tell you about everything I do? She's like, nah, you know that's not what I mean. He's got such a nasty personality. He's literally been a star since he was a teenager, so of course he's got hella pride. But all that pride was trampled in the Great Cataclysm 2 years ago, and even though he was a poppin' A-rank hunter, his driver awakened as a S-rank hunter. And all of a sudden the hierarchy of him being dominant flipped, but she ended up joining his guild anyway, so let's talk business. He's like, what you mean? But come on now, don't play dumb. I'm talking about the Stardust. But bro, didn't you hear my whole operation got messed up? It's in the news right now. The Hyena guild I was working through got caught up in everything, and one of the factories have been destroyed. I mean, so I'm sure the great Lee Min-sung would have his ways, wouldn't he? He just pauses for a second, like, I'm gonna see what I can figure out. For a second, it shows like these apostles and their kid overlooking the city, before it cuts over to a bunch of goblins, and the gang is just running through them as a team, helping Suho carry out his daily quest. To wake up and take out 100 goblins every day. Of course, he just does it faster and faster. He tells Biru to summon the next round because he's frustrated about what Biru said earlier. Now, Suho's hella locked in when taking out some goblins. He's frustrated about what Biru said earlier. Their goal is to get information about the Eaterim from Lee Min-sung and A-rank hunter, which is more than likely gonna cause a fight. He's like, how do we get the info? But Jinwoo always let me eat somebody if he deemed them as evil. But again, that's only if we can beat him. And from what I can tell, Young Monarch, you are still pretty weak. You're a C rank. Boy Growl is a D rank, and Iso is a C rank as well, cause she doesn't have her strength. But even in his bonded form with Growl, he's just barely above B rank. Despite differences in strength in the same rank, it usually takes like 10 D ranks to beat one C rank. So we're still way too weak to approach Lee Min-sung, who's an A rank. She asked Biru what's his rank, but he said, I'm a general. But I don't know, you sure you not some foot soldier? And he says, I'll kill you. Bro's just mad disappointed at how weak he is and accepts his rewards for his daily quest. And this time he gets a random box and gives him this ring that boosts his senses. And at first he's kinda hyped, then he quickly realizes this doesn't change my situation at all. Eventually I won't be able to level up from hunting goblins. I want to get stronger faster, but there aren't many ways to do that. So I just gotta get my ass in some dungeons and kill some monsters. Then it cuts to him looking at his hunter profile, and he's got a bunch of job offers for excavations and collecting. And it makes sense because who would want an E rank on an attack force? So Biru suggests he get a reevaluation, but that would bring a whole lot of attention to him. And now that I know the Eaterim's apostles are here on Earth, I want to avoid any situation where they realize my existence and use me as my father's weakness. Well, I can't fight Lee Min-sung, and we have to deal with the apostles, but Biru says not to worry about them. The apostle got to Earth faster than him, so he must not be that strong. Otherwise, it would have taken them longer to get here through the dimensional transfer. The outer wall of the dimensional crack is very narrow, and it makes it hard for mana to pass through, as it would create resistance to it. And even if one tries to forcefully expand the walls, it'll just restore itself quickly. The more energy you have, the more time it takes to travel across dimensions. By the big ass army Jinwoo's fighting, and Jinwoo himself can't just come back easily. He's just piecing everything together with the apostles' use of Braki, and Biru's recalling a memory of someone Jinwoo said would be of great help to his son. He's got somebody to look out for him. But before Biru can even say it, he's like, oh shit, I got it. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but I know exactly who I can call. Cuts over to this big ass building, and somebody says, long time no see. This is the first time we've met after your awakening, and you've grown up so much, but I didn't expect you to bring me a business proposal. And Biru's just glazing from the shadow because he came right to Jinho for help without him having to say anything. And of course, this is the person who Jinwoo had waiting to help him. And you need some assistance in entering a gate, right? But it shows that before they started talking, the most popular game for the last 4 years, this game called Beautiful World, was created by Jinho's company. And Suho had to like make an appointment to see it. And he's a little shook because this is his first time visiting him. His company is just filled with a bunch of awakened people. This guy says it's because not everybody wants to risk their lives in dungeons. They take the elevator up together, and that's where he has the reunion with Jinho. So just giving him a hug because this is his uncle. Tells him that his aunt been worried about him. After they sit down and chat for a bit, that's when he gives him the business proposal. Like, oh, so you just want me to help you get into a gate. And he's offering a deal where he'll give them all the crystals in exchange.